ability and absolutely offense and where he needs to.
Got a man. This one up to the 35-yard line. Play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's 4th down. Now it's Wright. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And the Vikings 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
On 1st down, Murray shedding the tackle. Bulldozes past him. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And the offensive starters for the Vikings.
The Vikings' top 2 receivers match up with any pair in the NFL, and I'm talking about Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. And how about this? Both underdog success stories. Diggs, a 5th-rounder in 2015. Adam Thielen, undrafted in 2014. Now they're helping set the pace for wide receivers in the league.
Here we go.
That was 2nd down run for Murray. And an alley to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards. And after his performance last week, everybody saw it. Unbelievable. You can expect a heavy dose of him again, I think.
Without a doubt. I mean, why wouldn't you? Because once you establish yourself that way, it's not just him, okay? It's his offensive line. It's the tight end. It's your wide receivers. Everyone now sharing in the load and sharing in the belief that if they do their job, they'll see another performance just like they saw the week before.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Detroit!
Back to throw here. That's complete right around the 8th. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Laquan Treadwell, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
That time, a 6-play drive, and it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Patriots offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
So those are the numbers for Gronk in last week's outing. 10 catches, 101 yards. They'll run with White, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
third in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong number. That means he's being consistent each and every time out. One advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Brady, and that is incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
He's second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And an alley to run. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post. Because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. So 1 quarter in the books on a cold December afternoon. The Vikings are in the lead early. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They take over 1st and 10 in excellent field position here.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Following the penalty, it's Murray. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Latavius Murray, his 26th touchdown, drawing even with Marshall Faulk for the 4th most in a single season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that, because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And a route is on here in this first half. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only one play to score it. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. You can count his carries on one finger. They've only given him the rock one time, Charles. What gives?
So we can't draw any conclusions just yet. He has to touch the ball multiple times in order to get into a rhythm and have a chance to have success. You know who else gets into a rhythm? The offensive line. They feel better about what they're doing when they know they've had multiple opportunities to get it done.
Yeah, well, the conclusion we can draw so far, they're losing here in the second quarter. Let's see if they change tunes.
Wait, 20!
Now Brady throwing on second down. And now a fumble. Brady loses the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And this is going to be incomplete. Trey Waynes, the Michigan State man, right there in coverage.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Returning here is Wright. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Vikings, they'll be set up well as they take over in great field position. 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green.
A handoff. It's Murray. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. For the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time. And right now, these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Sheldon Richardson in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk complete. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. And our attention here turns to Latavius Murray. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a 3rd time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they are really in sync right now.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And there he goes again. Latavius Murray. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year. And this Viking offense is running away with this one. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here comes Tom Brady and the Patriot offense back onto the field. In the second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. And Brady's throw there, incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
And Matthews has it right side. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down.
Brandon, just mark that under the category of just not successful. Trying to throw the ball, just didn't work on that one.
Completed it. No yardage. Throwing is Brady on third down. They will find his man. That's Hogan, complete. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Brady now on first down. Oh, he can't get away, and Brady will go down. Linval Joseph. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Brady to throw on second down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. James White, the man he was looking for out of the backfield. Third down here.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense. Certainly looked like maybe his third or his fourth read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way.
That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, an 80-yard touchdown. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. In the regular season last year, the Vikings were a perfect 2 for 2 on two-point tries. They'll try again here. He'll look to throw. Forced out to his left. And they are just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? Here's White. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Eli Manning, 2 touchdown passes as his guys remain unbeaten. From there, we're off to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville, and they have the lead over the visiting New York Jets. 2 touchdown passes there for Marcus Mariota. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City, see what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And it was the visiting LA Rams who get the victory in that one. Jared Goff leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And now out come the Patriots. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they felt they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. And he hits Gronkowski on the out route. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to her. Now Brady on the bootleg. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Jaleel Johnson in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Here's Ryan Allen now. He's been terrific so far. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go.
On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he gets this deep into Patriot territory. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 49 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll set up to throw. Buying time to his left. He may try and run, and the Vikings are in for the touchdown.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
Carlson now to add the extra point. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the capper that put it in the end zone, a run of 8 yards. Carlson now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. So the Patriots coming out now. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3.
20, wide, 80.
On 2nd down, here's Brady. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense. That fell harmlessly to the ground. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Hogan. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. And a big 32-yard play on third.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The throw on 2nd down by Brady is incomplete. And, boy, that one drops incomplete. But if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the third quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball, not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win?
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. And once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. 10th carry of the game now. Murray. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this game, they're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves until the coaches get upset about the play we just saw.
Back now in Foxborough. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Looking for Diggs, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other. But it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. That throw by Brady, incomplete. Brady's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Brady. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick 6 for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick 6 in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Now it's Patterson. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field. So Brady and the Pats take over 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Brady to try again after the pick 6. This is White on the screen. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 14. Brady now to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
On 3rd and long, it's Brady. Trying for Edelman again. This time he's got it. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
A great return there of 22 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10.
Now let's go!
They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Barthema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he's able to find Diggs. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a first down. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
Now a give. This is Murray. And an alley to run. 34 yards there and a first down. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. He'll drop to throw. He shakes him off. Now he's flushed out left. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. 5 plays there on that drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Carlson now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Patriot offense now set to come back out onto the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now a nice play defensively on first down as this is knocked away and incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter and find their way open.
New England on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. Here it's 3rd and 2. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So the Patriots with a football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. New England on third down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Shotgun now for Brady. And Brady going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you.
Latavius Murray. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And he takes off with it. It's a fake. And he gets in. Well, no one was expecting a fake there, but they add 2 more onto their lead.
Partner, they're up big. They snap the ball from the 15 for a regular PAT, yet they fake it and get it. Is the kicker's leg tired? What's going on here?
I don't know, but defensively, now with this deficit, now you add 2 more onto that. They fake the PAT. That stings a little.
It definitely stings, and I know the guys that I played for, they wouldn't be as mad at the opposition as they would have been at us for allowing that to happen.
Fielded about a yard deep. Now the Patriot offense set to take over again. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
To throw is Brady. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
And now for him on the season, that is his 80th catch, and the result is a first down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out. Brady going to throw, and his throw here is incomplete. It was Andrew Sendejo from his strong safety spot able to make the play.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. And the quick slant gets exactly 10, and by the nose of the football, they've got a first down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Now, meanwhile, the throw by Brady knocked away, incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Brady's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. Brady. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line, Stephen Weatherly in there with pressure yet again, and that's the 7th time they've dropped him here this afternoon. Throwing on 3rd and long. Brady. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. That one looks like he'll throw here. And Rudolph has it left side. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Face mask. Defense.
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
First down.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Set! 3-19! 3-19!
A run. It's Murray. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more.
Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw here. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 20 on the year. And this Viking offense is running away with this one.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it? Yeah. This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
The storyline of this one, Charles, no doubt the number 0. Zilch, nada. A shutout so hard to do in the NFL.
It really is, and what an accomplishment, because you feel that not just on the defensive side, but as a full team. There's a lot of pride that goes into shutting out an opponent. And how about that 0 on the scoreboard for them, going along with those zeros in the time column, too.
So for Minnesota, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for New England, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for